Crisis comes in many forms. Crisis might look like a city reduced to rubble, or a clinic shelf with few supplies. Crisis might sound like footsteps fleeing from violence, or an inconsolable child. Crisis might smell like smoke, or a home built on garbage. Crisis might feel like a painful tooth, or an empty, aching belly. Though it looks different for everyone, every day around the world, millions of people are facing their moment of crisis. There are mothers like Nylene, who made a dangerous journey to another country so her young daughter could live.
Cuando salí de Venezuela fue porque mi hija pequeña estaba con un dengue hemorrágico. Eso fue lo que me trajo acá, y que mi hija, la que tiene ahorita 10 años, estaba bastante desnutrida. Entonces se me desmayaba mucho, me tocó emigrar pues. Bueno, en ese momento que yo me vine para acá, para Colombia, la comida escasa, mucha escasez, medicina no había, o sea, el que iba literal para un hospital se moría, porque todos los insumos caros. Entonces, mucha desnutrición más que todo. Eso fue una de las causas que me llevó aquí a Colombia.
More than 7 million people like Nylene had the courage to leave Venezuela's crisis for the opportunity to make a better life. Crisis might look like severe mental health distress, something doctors like Salim see every day.
Sometimes I sit back and it's like, oh, this is too much. Sometimes you receive one client, and after that client, you feel like, really? Life is not easy. As a human, you feel it inside. But there is the other thing which comes up. Oh, I have to be courageous. Sometimes you feel like, I'm one. But handling these cases, because as I speak, we are more than 1,000 and above made the mentally sick within Ramwanja. That's how big it is.
Right now, Dr. Salim is just one of the providers facing the mental health crisis in refugee camps around the world. People facing crisis are women like Florence, who faced her moment of crisis when her son was deathly ill. After losing a parent to war, she wasn't sure she would survive the grief of losing her child.
Kwa ile wakati nilikuwa nimeogopa kama alikuwa amekufa, juu alikuwa moti nawaka sana, alikuwa tena hakule, alikuwa haongee, alikuwa hatingiziki, alikuwa ameenda. Aligonjwa sana na nikaogopa kama amekufa. Nikajiuliza, kweli mtoto wangu akakufa nitabakia na nani? Kilo zilikuwa zimepunguka, mwili ilikuwa imeenda yote, na hawezi hata na kukamata na ngozi na hapa ya mwili hawezi ipata.
More than 13,000 children die every day from preventable causes like malaria and malnutrition, and mothers like Florence are left to mourn. Crisis looks different for everybody, but the solution to crisis looks the same. When crisis comes, compassion is the answer. With you, medical teams provides loving, life-saving care for people facing crisis. Together, we make sure that no matter what the crisis looks like, no one walks alone. For Nylene, compassion meant connecting her to a community and healthcare in Colombia.
Lo que recibo más de Medicartía, aparte de una cita, es su amor al prójimo, o sea, cómo atienden a uno, excelente.
For Dr. Salim, compassion means listening, treating, and holding the hands of people with mental health conditions.
They just need to know that God is there for tomorrow. Some of them just feel like it is today and it's the end of the world. But there is that person, they don't see that is there for them. We are trying to do something, and God is trying to do something too.
For Florence, compassion meant treating her son for malaria and malnutrition, and then going on to help her neighbors so they never have to fear the death of their child too.
Wakati wananitembelea nasikiaka ninafurahi na nasikiaka niko na nguvu, na wakati wananitembelea hata ninaenda ninawaambia wajirani yangu mfanye hivi na hivi, mfanye vyenye na mimi wameniambia, kusema watoto wetu wasigonje bwaki. Medical team imenifundisha tulime mboga, tukue napiga bui hivi, kusema maisha ya watoto iendelee. Kwa vile venye wananifundisha, wananipatia nguvu, wananirudisha tena na roho juu habange vinifundishaka kama mtoto wangu alikufaka.
Together, our compassion amid crisis breaks down barriers to healthcare so we can put people on the path toward hope. Crisis will come, but so can compassion. We can perform C-sections, feed malnourished children, and treat malaria. We can stock shelves with medicine and supplies. We can teach volunteers how to connect their communities to care. We can show parents how to grow gardens and make nutritious food for their families. We can care for premature babies so they survive their first few months. We can answer a mother's whispered prayer to save her child's life. Right now, millions of people are facing their moment of crisis. A child is sick, skin hot to the touch. A doctor is reaching for supplies that aren't there. A family is exhausted and scared after being forced from home by violence. They don't just need a helping hand, they need a hand to hold. Crisis will come. Together, let's be the compassion.